Hi everyone, it's Wendy. I'm trying this video again. I have another video for the slip stitch, for different slip stitch. I filmed it 3 times. I'm still not happy with it. I'm going to try it a 4th time. But I decided to move on and try something else. We're going to do this stitch here. And this is out of the new Crochet Stitch Dictionary. And this is this pattern right here called Broken Shell and Fan pattern. This one is worked in rows, and it's multiple of 10 plus 1 chain plus 1 beginning chain. So basically it's a chain of multiples of 10 chains plus 2. If I have that right. I'm thinking that's right. Hold on, let me look here just to make sure I'm telling you correctly. It's in the back. Crochet Basics. About the foundation chain. How to read. Okay, I got all of that. The first number shows the width of the pattern repeat, which is repeated widthwise to continue the stitch pattern. Okay, so that's 10. So yes, multiple of 3 plus 1 beginning chains means that you need 3 plus 1. When you have a multiple of like 4 plus 1 plus 3, so basically you need 11 plus 1. All right. So I had to check. So basically, maybe that's why I always ended up with, well, I didn't. Okay. But this is going to be our pattern. I am going to use this Craft Smart. I haven't used it for anything, and I have it sitting around. I think I did a test gauge swatch with it. So for this test piece, I did 30. So we'd have to do 30 plus 1, 2, so 33. Let's see how that works. If it doesn't work out, I'll start again. So basically, you're just, I'm doing this in daylight, and I'm still getting a shadow. Oh. So you start with the slip knot. This is how I do my tension. I just wrap it around my little finger, go over these, my middle 3 fingers, hold the knot or the chain with my thumb and forefinger and just do it. 1, 2, oops. So that is 1 chain of 10 plus 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. That's 2 chains of 10 plus 1 plus 1. 2, 4, 5. Okay, so I got 30 plus 2, so that's 32. Actually, I'm going to do 34. Now, on these patterns, when they do kind of tell you about how the row works. And in this pattern we have a beginning row, and then you have your pattern row. And our pattern row is rows 2 through 5, but our beginning row is right down here. All these patterns have graphs for them, and it just shows you how your repeat works. The pattern itself is 10. So like it said, for each of these little fans here, you need 10 stitches. Then you add the stitch in between. That's why I went with 34. And we'll see how this works if I remember my counting correctly. Also, when you work on these chart patterns, unless otherwise indicated, they read from right to left, left to right. Yes, it's kind of backwards for how a lot of people read. I do know in certain languages you do read from left to right, or from right to left. And we usually read left to right. So it's kind of flipped because you're going from right to left. And some even go up and down. So anyways, we're going to start with this one. And to me, it kind of looks a little bit like a dragonfly, but that's just my opinion. And I am going to place my yarn on top of that and move my pattern over. Switch it around. Alright, so we're going to take our chain, I'm going to turn, and now according to this pattern, the ovals are chains, the X's are single crochet, and this is in American terminology. T is a half double crochet. So when you see a long bar with one, that's a single or a half double crochet. When you see one that has, like here on the end here, let me hold this up more. You see, like right here, that's actually 2 half double crochets, and that is right there. But you also see one with a chain and the T's, but they have an extra line across them. So I call them a double T. Those are double crochets. And wherever the X's are, you have your single crochets. Again, this is all out of the new Crochet Stitch Dictionary. There's 440 patterns here. So I have my chain of 34 because that will make 3 of the pattern plus 1 in between. I'm going to that first. According to this, I'm going to do two single crochets. I'm going to skip one. Now, however you want to do this, you can either go, some people go into just the top of the V-stitch. I usually go so that I catch that back hump and the top of the V-stitch. Some people actually prefer to go into the hump. It's all a matter of preference. I prefer to do it this way because to me, it just seems sturdier. And then I have been known to do foundationless first rows, just so I have that nice bottom. And I usually do that on patterns where I can just do like a whole row of either single, doubles, or triples, whatever I need. Okay, so I got those two, and according to the pattern, I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to let you in on a little trick here I use, especially when I'm doing this first row. Okay, so I'm going to start my half double crochet because it's my double crochets, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets in that 4th chain from your last single crochet. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There's my skip 3. This is my fourth one. Now, because I got to skip another 3, and sometimes when you're working into a chain, it can be you can lose a chain. So before I even start, I count 1, 2, 3, and I'll just slide some sort of stitch marker into that one that will be where my next stitch goes. And I only do this when I have like double crochets or half doubles. For some reason, you seem to lose them then when you're doing these stitches than when you're doing, say, single crochets and skips. So I did 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 more double crochets, and this is why I do the stitch marker on the first row, because I am putting 6 stitches into that one chain, and it's very easy to lose that one chain because now it looks like there's only 2 chains in between, but actually there's 3. So into this one I can go into, that's why I didn't even close the stitch marker, and I am going to put a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Then I'm going to, as you can see, it's easier to see where that chain is after single crochets than it is after the double. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go here. I'm going to act like I'm going to start my double crochet. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Right there is where and I just mark that. Again, I'm doing 3 doubles, chain 1, 3 doubles. Chain 1, now when I initially looked at this pattern, I'm thinking, oh, I do a single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, but no, that's not it. We'll see how it goes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Well, it might be. We'll see if I end up with extra at the end, in which case I am wrong. But we'll see. I did secure that. Okay. I'll have to redo it. So again, another single, chain 1, single in the same space. 1, 2, 3, skip. In that 4th chain, and again I'm going to go 2, 3, 4. If you notice, I'm just putting this in, I'm not closing it because it's going to be there. It's not to hold a place or anything, it's just, well, it is to hold a place, but it's not going to be there that long, just as long as it takes me to complete these 3 doubles, chain 1, 3 doubles in the same chain. Now, if you, for some reason, lose your stitch marker somewhere and you can't find it, if you pull those stitches bunched up, you can see right here, that is your first chain after the chain you put all those in. You can do it that way too. Like I said, I had done this video before. Unfortunately, my dog and cat decided to go track down a paper bag and play with it. Let's put it this way, Mama was not happy. All right, so I'm near the end. I'm gonna see how many stitches I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm short. I'm just gonna go with it. Hold on. No, that works. 1, 2, 3. For some reason, I keep screwing up on this. Okay, I did too many stitches. That's okay. Because what I am going to do is I'm going to take that one out and do my 2 single crochets to end. So I was over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That makes no sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6. Nine. There's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So it is 10 plus 2. That's the only way I can think it would work. No, that's not right. 5, 6, 7. Now for them to do these two here, they require 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 31 stitches would have, 21, plus that one, 22. So 32 would have been correct. Somehow I added extra. Okay, if you ever find yourself, if you ever just make a chain to keep going and you see that, oh, I got too many stitches on there, this is why you use a slip knot. Just undo your slip knot. As if you can find it. I will admit I do good slip knots. And it's better to have too many chains than not enough chains. So, but yeah, you just kind of undo it until you get to where the other option. I know this sounds terrible. Do that. And then if you just gently pull and guide the end through. Only do this if you have several. Only cut it if you have several. Okay. So there's my end. So yeah, for for these 3 motifs that I have on here, I needed 30 plus 2, so 32. So if you wanted to make one with, say, and this is approximately 7 inches. So if you're doing a blanket 42 inches, you need 180 plus 2. Is that right? 7 times 6, 18. Yeah, okay. So 180 plus 2 would give you approximately, using a 4-weight yarn and a 5.25 millimeter hook, that would give you a width of 42 inches, which is usually about a baby blanket or crib blanket. If you needed it bigger, you know, just go from there. All right. So I showed you a couple tricks. Now, according to the pattern here, we chain 2 and do a half double crochet in that first single crochet. Once we chain 2 and turn, we're going to do a half double crochet in that very first stitch. Then we're going to 1, 2, 3, and in this chain space here, we are going to do a single crochet. Then we're going to take and 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to take and do another half double crochet in this chain space. So basically, in the top of your fans or shells, whatever you want to call them, you do a single crochet, and in the chain 1 space between your 2 single crochets, you do a half double, chain 1, and half double. Then you're going to chain 3, and you're going to do another single crochet into your chain 1 space between your, where is it? There it is. Between your 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3. In that chain 1 space, you're going to do a single crochet, chain 3. In that chain 1 space between your 2 single crochets, you're going to do a half double crochet, chain 1, and half double crochet, chain 3. In that your shell, I guess this would be the shell, chain 1 space, you're going to do a single crochet. Then you are going to take and chain 3, and in your, it would have been the first single crochet you did, but the very first single crochet you did, or of the foundation chain. It's very easy to think, oh, this is the right one. No, it's not. That is actually your second one. Especially when you look at the stitches, you can see that that is the second one. So in this first single crochet, do not get the chain 1 space. That is the chain space. That is right here. You do 2 half double crochets. Now, if you're afraid that you're going to lose that first single crochet when you start, you can put a stitch marker in there. Okay, so we've gone this way. So like I said, we're reading from right to left. So we're going to go back to the right side, which is row 3. We're going to chain 3. Yep. Chain 3. Turn our work. And something I notice is that when you turn your work, always turn it the same way. Because you notice I always turn my work so that this long side flips to my left. Now some people will take and turn it this way, and that's going to tangle up your chain. But by doing it this way, my chain actually faces this way. It faces this direction I'm going. The top of that chain where you see those V's, it actually faces the way I'm going. But that, again, that's just personal preference. That's the way I like to do it. So in that very first stitch here, right, yep, in that very first, well, actually it would have been the second half double crochet you did, the very last double crochet or half double crochet you did, you're going to take and do 3 double crochets. Then you're going to take and you're going to go to the single crochet here in your shell. You really don't even need to count now, but if you really want to count, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 to the 5th stitch, which is actually the single crochet in your chain 1 space of the row below. And you are going to take and do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Then you are going to go to the chain 1 space of your half double crochets, V stitches here. We call them V stitches now. That chain 1 space, you're going to do 3 double crochets. I'm working on a Afghan, it's all half double crochets. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing. And this yarn is slippery. I've noticed that some yarns are very slippery and they can make your hook kind of slide a little faster than you want. And other yarns are a little rougher and they seem to catch more. It really depends upon the brand of yarn you use. So now I'm going to go into that single crochet. I'm skipping all those chains. I'm doing a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. I'm going to skip all those chains and go to the chain 1 space in that V stitch, do 3 doubles, sorry, I was looking in my computer to see if I was in frame. I have a little problem with that. That's why it seemed like my hook was stuttering. Well, this yarn isn't too bad, at least for hand crocheting. I have a knitting machine, one of the round circular knitting machines. I don't like using this Craftsmart in there, but some people do. Maybe it's just I'm not holding my tension right. And I'm going to do again in that single crochet in the top of the first row's fan. I'm going to do a single, chain 1 single, and the way I'm going to end this according to the graph here is basically the same way we started it. The only difference is, we're going to put 4 double crochets in that chain, in the top of that chain 3 space. Now, I am following this pattern exactly, but I would do an extended, what do they call it, extended double crochet, or a stacked single crochet rather than using a chain space at the end of the rows. Again, that is personal preference. Three and 4. Okay, so we've got our third row done. Okay, so we're going to go back this way, and it is a repeat of row 2. Basically, we're going to chain 1, turn our work. We're going to do a single crochet into that first stitch. We're going to chain 3. We're going to do into the chain 1 space here. We're going to do a half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. Then we're going to chain 3. We're going to do a single crochet into the chain 1 space here. Basically, you can compare it to in your valleys. On this type of row, you are doing half doubles and chain 1, half double V's in your valleys, and you're doing single crochets on your hills. If that makes any sense. Did I lose something there? Okay, I did do it right. I'm going to chain 3. So I'm at the top of the hill. I'm going to do a single crochet. At the bottom of the hill, I'm going to do a half double crochet V-stitch. Alright, and to end this, we chain 3, and in that first chain here, we do a single crochet. Okay, and that is row 4. Now the last row, you chain 1, you do a single crochet in that last stitch you have here, which is a single crochet, and then in the, I'm just reading this to make sure. In that first chain, you do another single crochet. Then in your half double crochet V-stitch, you're going to do the double crochet shell, which is 3 doubles, chain 1, 3 doubles. Okay, and in this single crochet, we're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Then we're going to go back to the 3 doubles, chain 1, 3 doubles in the same stitch. I hope everyone's gonna have a good, safe holiday. I feel like I put one too many. Nope. Okay. Then we're going to do a single, chain 1, single. Then we're going to do our double crochet shell. And then we're going to go to the last chain here, and you can do this however you want. I'm going to take it so that I have the V here up above my hook and just that black bump underneath. Again, this is personal preference. We end with 2 single crochets. All right. Now I have noticed that I might be off a little bit there, but if you do this correctly, your sides should be straight, and this isn't blocked, so that's why it looks kind of funky on that one side, but on the sides. But when you, if I was to block this out and everything, my sides would be straight. You can see the pattern in there. As you can see, I have the 4, and like I said, it reminds me of a dragonfly. But your repeat for this pattern is rows 2 through 5. So once you do row 5, you go back to row 2, right? Row 2. Always work the half double crochets, 1 half in the chain space of the chain or chain arch of the previous row. Yep. So you repeat rows 2 through 5. So if I was to continue this on, I'd go back to row 2, which starts here, and I would do my 2 double crochets. Is that right? 1. Make sure I didn't add an extra row in there. Nope, I didn't. Okay. So what I would do is I would just chain 1, turn. I would do the 2 single crochets. That makes no sense. Oh, never mind. I was looking at the wrong end. I was looking at the wrong one. What I would do, okay, never mind. What I would do is I would chain 2, turn, put a half double crochet in that first stitch, chain 3, single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 3, okay, half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, chain 3, single crochet. Whoops, I did a slip stitch. Sometimes you do slip stitches in those top of the hills. Then half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, chain 3, single crochet, and you end with 2 half double crochets in that last single crochet. And then you would just chain 3 and repeat the pattern. So that's how your pattern repeats. I'm gonna cut that off. I know it's a rotten place to end, but okay. So you would just repeat that. Those 4 rows, 2, 3, 4, 5. You repeat it. So this is a 4-row repeat. Now, the width on this just doing the one repeat is approximately 3 inches. So like I said, if you were doing 10, so let's say I wanted my blanket to be 42 inches, and I did a test swatch, and like I said, this is 7 inches across, so I want it 42 inches by 3, 14, okay, about 42. We'll make it easy. So for this way, because I know this is 7 inches across and there's 3 of the pattern repeats in there, I know I would need 18 of those, and I need 10, so times 10, that's 180. You can see that, okay. So I'm going to make a piece that is 42 by 42 using this pattern. I know that there are 3 of these in 7 inches. I want 42, 42 divided by 7 is 6, so I need 18. I times that by 10 plus 2, so 182 is my starting chain. Now, I know this pattern is approximately 3 inches wide, and I know 3 goes into 42, 14. So 14 times. So basically, I would have to do, once I get rows, I would have to do times 4, 64 rows. Yeah. Because your pattern repeat is just those four rows. And basically this is 3 inches. And that's approximate. That's based on my tension, my hook size, my yarn. It also depends upon the yarn, because some yarns, even though they say they're a 4-weight, they can be thinner or thicker. So that's why it's a good idea to do a test swatch. But yeah, if you want to do something like this, whenever you're trying to plan out a blanket, especially when you're using a new stitch, it's a good idea to use the yarn that you are actually going to crochet your pattern with and make your test swatch out of, because you can always take it apart and use it. But because this gives you an idea of how the yarn works in this pattern, how it looks in this pattern. You may not like how it looks. It may not look the way you want. In all honesty, I would actually like this pattern better in a crochet cotton, maybe a number 5 or a 3, which is a fairly thick crochet thread. I think that would look pretty as a table runner curtains. But you can do it, you can absolutely do it in yarn. Maybe go down to a 3 or a 2 in order to get this pattern to look right. Plus this isn't block, so, but then again, I'd never block my afghans. So again, that's another personal preference. But yeah, that gives you an idea of how, if you look at a design, you're looking at a pattern, you've never done it before, you're going, oh, I wonder, okay, I'm kind of wanting a afghan or baby blanket or something this big, you know, how many big of a change should I make? And that's why if you do your test swatch, you can figure it out. Now I will admit this pattern is easy to do if you're going up and down height wise or width wise. Pardon me. Width wise, it's kind of easy to figure out because you just have to make sure whatever number you're doing is divisible by 7. width or height wise, you need to make sure it's divisible by 3. So if I wanted to make one 49 by 49, technically 49 is divisible by 3, but you end up with a remainder. So this would not be a good pattern for, you got to be careful if you want to make it a square. If you want a rectangle, you can do that. So, so that's it for today. I am going to be trying to get another video up shortly. If you like this video, please like it. If you're new, please subscribe. Starting in the new year, I will have more different items. I have some uni-quilling quilts, which is a form of quilling, which is a form of paper filigree pieces that I'm going to do on camera. I'm practicing with one right now just to make sure I have all the kinks worked out. I may do some tatting videos. There's tea bag folding. I do some simple tea bag folding videos. Do some more album videos. I've got a lot of albums that I want to make. Some of them are based on the little golden books junk journals, and I'll put a couple of those. I'm planning on the new year starting to do those again. It's just getting some things organized and worked out before I can do that. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, and I'm going to start arranging all my videos into folders, so that if you want to go for a specific type of video, you can find it easily that way, like playlist. I may even do a couple knitting videos, I'm not sure. I've got some cross stitch pieces that I can do, especially some with beads. So if you're interested in that, be on the lookout for those. And again, thank you for watching. I do have some things planned after the new year that people may like. It involves some giveaways, but I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do them and what they're gonna be. So keep that in mind. Again, thank you for coming on and watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you for the next video. And I think oops, I can't have that paper there. I'm working on that one. I'm actually working on a Afghan for a friend who is a big Dodger fan. I think we're going to do one out of the patterns with groups of stitches for the next one. And I will redo that second slip stitch one. But that one has kind of been out for quite a while. It's the regular ribbing type thing that we use. A lot of people use for ribbing on their crochet pieces for sleeves and collars and things like that. But yeah, you can see the difference in the two pieces. There's not much difference. That's made with Dollar Tree yarn. This is made with Craft Smart, which I think is Michael's. And again, thank you.